What's going on, Charm City Smokers and beyond? I'm your man, Kenny Cash.
I'm King Harvey.
Hey, we're here for another episode of Charm City Smoke.
At the one and only Prime George Cigars.
Hey, for Women's Month, we got 3 queens in the building.
We got Janell Taylor. We got Hilton. We got Angie Jasper.
Hey, we ain't gonna hold you. Grab your drinks, grab your smokes. Come on, check that episode out. All right, we here. Y'all can see the pink in the back. Y'all see the ladies' hair.
It's Women's Month.
Women's Month. So a special episode. First, before we get started, I want to say I want to shout out my moms.
Yeah.
My mother is the one who inspired this. She said, I want to hear what the women got to say about this. So moms, shout out to you.
Shout out to my mother too. Yo, what you talking about? Shout out to my mother too. What we doing here?
What we doing? Shout out to my mom. What not better way to celebrate Women's Month with these 3 queens here, some legends and future legends of the BCFD. So from here, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself, starting from Lieutenant.
Start from me.
Huh? You the OG.
Alright, Vernice Hilton, did 31 years in fire department, had a good career. It is the best job in the world. That's enough.
That's good for now.
That's good for now.
I have to agree, it is the best job in the world. My friends call me Jay. My employees call me Lieutenant Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's right. Poppin'.
18 years now in the Baltimore City Fire Department. Yeah, it's been that long.
Class 14.
Class 14.
That's right. My class
Back in the 1% raise.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Angela Jasper, formerly known as P.O. Jasper, and I served 18 years in the fire department. Was the best job, was the best move that I've ever made, and it actually allowed me to manifest the rest of my life very well.
It's a Nurse Jasper.
At Nurse Jasper.
Nurse
all of
Jasper.
that.
Absolutely.
So I definitely appreciate y'all being here today, and we're gonna talk about it. And I don't know if you saw any past episodes. I always like to start at the beginning. When I talk at the beginning, I'm talking at the beginning. So starting with you, like what part of Baltimore did you grow up in, and what was your life like?
Prior to. So I grew up in northern Utah, and frequented. Yeah, I'm from the hood.
Okay.
Right, I'm from the hood in Baltimore City, straight in the hood, northern Utah, Utah Garden Apartments. Lived there all of my teenage years. I think we moved out when I was like 17 years old. When I grew up, I wanted to be like a pediatrician.
Okay.
And that didn't work itself out because I was being fast in the streets and hanging out with people and all that kind of things. So eventually I was working at Safeway, and ironically I met Roman Clark because he used to come in there every Friday to get fish.
Oh, okay.
And I used to always see him, and he looked so professional. He looked like he was the man. And I was like, he must do something really important with the fire department.
Did he have gold by this time when you met him?
He was an aide. He was the chief's aide when I met him. But he looked very official, and he didn't look like he was fighting no fire either. You know what I mean? I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, I was like, you doing.
We're not saying that you didn't.
Right, I'm not saying that you didn't, but at that time, you didn't fit the part. And I met him, and I asked him how to get into the fire department. And he gave me some words of advice. He told me how to go take the test. And I took the test down at the convention center. And subsequently I was hired. But this was not a job that I had thought I was going to ever have. It was just something that I stumbled into.
Okay.
And I knew it would be a great opportunity for myself. So I just went with it.
Okay.
It was the best thing that has ever happened.
So I'm going too far. I want to take it back to something you said. Growing up when you grew up, any beefs you want to talk about? Anything like that?
It was a lot of people that fucked with me when I was little, right? Yeah, and I didn't really like them, right? Because I was like the outcast when I was little. I was I was the friend that was the ugly duckling. I was the friend that we just want to take her along so she can keep them busy, and so we can hang out with the good people. I was that shit. But I ain't that shit no more. I ain't that shit no more. So thank you for all of the
ensemble jumping on.
Yes, I am not her.
I love the glasses, by the way. I gotta tell you that.
So it was a lot of people that when I was growing up, I was the ugly duckling, and I just flourished. But I don't really have beefs with people because I feel like every interaction that I had growing up, made me into the person I am today.
Absolutely.
So I really don't have beef with people, but it's people that I wouldn't fuck with.
Right.
Real talk. If I see him, if I see him today, I wouldn't fuck with him.
It's all hood stories. You know
how
everybody got that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let your haters be your motivators. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it is what it is.
So Lieutenant Taylor, how about yourself? What part of Baltimore you from, man? You know, just talk about growing up there.
So, like, when I was younger, I used to think my mom was wanted by the FBI.
Oh, okay.
So much.
Really? Okay.
Shout out to you, Mom.
Yeah,
shout out Mom. That's right.
So I lived, like, Park Heights, White Line, Emerson Village. I was out Randallstown for a sec. Westwood Avenue, Bentlow.
So you never went to East Baltimore?
Never went toAst Baltimore.
Okay, let's just make that clear.
Yeah.
So you
West
say.
Side's the best side.
Yeah.
So what neighborhood you had tattooed on?
What's your hood? What hood
West
you
Side.
West
West
Side.
Side. Yeah.
West Side.
So
what high school did you went to?
several different high schools.
Yeah.
I went to high schools. We're talking high schools. Let's see. I went to Burbo,
Okay.
Woodlawn, Southwestern, Harbor City.
It was only 4 years in high school.
Yeah.
She went to a different one every year. Every year she went to a different one.
Southwestern was probably the most, the only school where I felt like I was in a prison. I feel like that school used to be a prison, and they converted to a high school. And it was just like, it was crazy. Like the entrance is like crazy. Yo, you been there?
I've never been inside. I probably played basketball, but we went through
it was crazy.
So I never went to class, only went to basketball practice. My mom came up there because my teachers was complaining. So she walking me up the stairwell. And two people started fighting. They pull out knives. My mother like, oh no.
She said, well, you here now. Go ahead. I'll see you later. You got 1 year to do. You got 1 year to bed in Southwestern. You be good to go. So you say you play basketball?
Yeah.
Okay, what position?
Every school.
What position you play?
The number 4. You know where you post up.
So you played the 4?
Yeah.
We know the 4.
Yeah.
Right, the 4.
So Randy was a 4 at Northwestern. I think you could take him.
I
I would love to see this game.
I think you might
I would love to see this game.
I'm a retired player. I'm retired.
Yeah, he's
He put in his
always.
disclaimer for the lose.
Yeah, right.
I got a problem. I love it.
Good times though, basketball, soccer, softball. Like I was always athletic. Even before I started playing sports, I was always in the street, like football, running around with my cousins. So
Tomboy type.
like basically.
So what corners did you sell drugs at?
So it's time to go now.
But that's what's up. That's what's up. That's right. You ain't selling no drugs. Say something good. That'd be different. All right, LT. Let's get some more.
Tired LT.
No, you still lieutenant. You
No,
forever. You
always
always LT.
I grew up in Glen Burnie. I didn't come to Baltimore until I was 13. My grandmother raised me. West Baltimore, Crest, Poplar Grove, Westwood. That was my area.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a culture shock when I got here. But,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, I caught up.
Yeah, very quickly, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I
You
caught
learned,
up.
yeah, I'm
So
sure.
what year? I'm not trying to age you or nothing like that, but around 80s,
Don't
early
ask
80s.
me no.
Okay, I want to age that question. You know what I'm
Ask
tripping.
me.
It's Women's Month and I'm asking women their age. I'm tripping.
You're out of
I
order.
apologize.
You're
I'm
out of order.
But when you came here, 13, what school did you go to then?
What school did I go to? Lamell. Well, I went to Calverton.
Okay.
Yes, Cal.
Right, Capt.
But I got put out. No, I went to Mel. I got put out.
Okay.
I went to Cal.
What you can put out for?
You slap somebody?
Some friends smoking some weed, had a joint.
You know,
Okay.
you see how that's so
Yeah.
ironic how she like, it was a culture shock to move to Baltimore City, but soon she got here, she got put out of school. I felt like that was already in you, sis. I felt like that was already in you.
Probably was. You know, when I was out there, I was fighting all the time.
Yeah.
Sound like
So
the
you
rest
was
of
a
us.
super thug. You was a super thug already. You was built for
Out
this.
Glen Burnie being a super thug.
Yeah. That's what's up.
So after Lamella Calverton, where you go?
At Walbrook. Went to
Walbrook.
Walbrook. Graduated from Walbrook.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay. That's what's up.
Was working
Warriors.
Giant Food. Yeah, Walbrook Warriors. Was working Giant Food, catching a bus.
Which
Up in the village?
Visual shit. 52 out at Milford Mill and Liberty. They
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Catching a bus. I used to stop past the fire station at 6 in the morning. Guys be out there cleaning and
Yeah, spraying down
burning
everything.
down and everything. And I talked to Arthur fire department. I wanted to be a paramedic.
Okay.
He said, you should come in on the fire side, then transfer.
Wow.
And he went and got the fly. He said the last day was the following day. I went down there, filled out the application, and
Boom.
the rest is history.
So just to touch on that, you said Arthur, what's his last name?
Woodford. The old 12 truck.
The old 12
The
truck
old 12.
that was
I remember
on Liberty
the single
and Garrison. And
Yeah.
for y'all who don't know, did he give you a reason why he thought you should come in on the fire side, or
Well,
did he
said
talk
it
to you?
was quicker to come in because they were hiring.
Mhm.
Okay.
You come in on that and then
Okay.
transfer, or go to school and do that.
Okay.
So I went.
Cool. So you did that. So we'll stick with you for a second. So you did that, took his recommendation, got in the fire department. When did it become real for? When did you got that real moment, like really in the fire department? When did that happen for you?
When
In
I
the
was
academy?
in the academy. When I was in the academy, and when I was in the academy, I was still working at Giant Food because I didn't know if I was gonna make it through.
Okay.
You had to hold
Okay.
on the side.
Yeah, right.
I would go to school. I mean, I go to fire academy, and then I would at night. I would work at Giants. So in class, I'm like, no, that shit,
Yeah.
right? And Lieutenant Jones, George Jones.
George Jones. Shout out to George Jones.
Yeah. He used to kick the shit out of me. Like, you don't wake the fuck up, right?
So y'all was in the academy together.
Yeah, we
Okay,
were in the
okay.
academy together.
That's
So
dope.
he was like, I'd go in the back, stand up,
Yeah.
march around, but I made it.
Okay. So what year did you come
89.
in? 89.
November 89.
I was born in '83.
I was born in 84.
Oh,
wow.
He was out here fighting
Damn.
fire.
Damn.
So
Damn.
he came in the fire academy 89. How long you did? 6 months at the fire academy?
Yeah, we did 6 months, I think.
And where were you assigned?
14 in.
Woo!
Yeah, 14 in.
Give me some. Give me some.
That's it.
Give me some. But so what do you know? You were one of the first women, right?
Yeah, well, Andrea McFarlane, she had
okay.
already, she was at Truck 8.
Okay.
And then myself and Yvette, was Stanley, but Muhammad now, we came into class together.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and we were out the academy together.
Okay.
I think she went to 21 inch and I went to 14.
And you went to 14 inch. Okay. Okay.
I want to come back, but let's keep this moving.
Yeah.
Give me your old shit moment when you realized, like, okay, it's real.
And when did you come in? And
So I came in, I was in the apprenticeship program.
Okay.
So I came in
FBA?
class 3.
Okay.
Yeah, FBA.
for those who
class
don't know,
3.
firefighter paramedic apprentice, we was called FPAs. Nobody liked FPAs.
They hated us.
Even Lieutenant
They
Hilton right
hated us.
here didn't like FPAs.
And nobody liked the FPAs.
I ain't had no problem with them.
Nobody liked the FPAs, but I was in class 3. I came in 1998, November 1998.
Okay.
And when I really realized it, because when I first took the test, I was so intimidated. Let's say that.
Okay.
Because nobody looked like me
Right.
or us
Right.
taking the test.
Mhm.
When you went down to the convention center to take the test, it was nothing but a whole bunch of white boys
Yeah.
taking the test with, and they had on their volunteer shirts and
Right.
stuff like that, or
Right.
the shirts that they got from
Right.
their grandfathers or their
Right.
fathers,
Right.
and it made you very intimidated because you thought that this test was going to be based
For
on
them.
firefighting,
Yeah,
and I had
experience and stuff.
no experience with
Mhm.
this, so I was intimidated going in the
Okay.
door. Took the test, did very well, got hired, and when I realized that I was in the fire department, I think when I got my box of uniforms.
You said, I'm here. They can't take these uniforms
Listen,
from me now. I'm good.
when
I got a
them
uniform.
uniforms, I was at home that night
tried
trying
them on.
on,
Yeah.
looking in the mirror. If I
Yeah.
had a cell phone that took pictures, I would
Selfies.
take. I would.
You was
take
posting.
myself.
Right.
You'd be on the
I
gram.
was
You was on the
so stoked. I was like, this is where my life begins.
Right.
And I was 29 when I went into the fire department.
Okay.
So I was really
Okay.
like a late bloomer.
Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't young when I came in.
That's
So,
young. 29.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
29,
young.
but you got people coming in now, 21,
Yeah, I got you.
20,
I got you.
just,
Right.
in comparison.
Right.
So, but I was so stoked when I got that box of uniforms. I just don't know what it was,
That was
about
it.
that box of uniforms.
Yeah.
And then when I got my assignment,
Where was you assigned?
where was I? 29 engine.
Oh,
Okay.
what number? Yeah,
29
gotta give it
inches.
up. Gotta give it up.
29 engine. 29
Yeah.
engine. I was assigned straight
For
out
those
of
who
the
don't know,
academy.
Park Heights and Cold Spring Avenue.
Park
This is
Heights
the
and Cold
old
Spring.
29 engine.
Right.
The
Yes.
whole block was still up. Right now, if you go around, the block is
So
down.
do you remember your crew when you walked in there? When you walked in the door, day one, who was your crew?
Well, So I was assigned, because we were FPAs, we were all assigned to the medic
as well.
So I was assigned to medic 17. But on the engine, I was on C shift. It was, and shout out to Greg Stepney, he was the PO.
Okay.
I don't know if any of y'all, but you know Greg Stepney. Kevin, what's Kevin's last name? I forgot Kevin. Griffin. Kevin Griffin. Captain Celeste. Captain Flashlight. They call him Captain. They call him that. They really did call him.
Not your words.
Not my words, but that was like his title was Captain Flashlight. And on the medic, I was with Ed Morsley.
Oh,
no, not Ed. I'm sorry, it was Kimberly Staten and
Cap State. Was she chief? Did she chief?
No, she made captain and she left.
She left. Okay.
She left after captain, and then Brian Johnson.
Okay.
So, the medic was Brian Johnson and Kim State. And I mean, it was a great crew. A great crew. Like, it was a lot of color. I liked it, and I liked the area that I was in because I was comfortable with that environment. So it was just very comfortable. But once my aha moment was the assignment in the uniforms.
That was it.
That was it.
That's dope.
And that paycheck was very whack.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me tell you something. So my paycheck, I think, when I came in, we were only starting at $18,000.
That was me when I came in.
Right, we were starting at 18. And I think my paychecks were like 600 and something bucks, like every 2 weeks. But I thought I had arrived.
Right.
Because I think that we had came in on like a pay scale where it was $18,000 a year. But then by the time you hit 3 years, it was going to go up to like 60 or something like. It wasn't 60. It might have been like 40 or something like that.
So if you think about it, damn, they kind of got over.
They really got over.
I came in '89. When did you come in?
98, and they still was paying the same amount of.
They still making the same amount.
No, you made out. They got over on me. No, because 10 years later, I should have been making way more than 18. Listen, 18 and 89, I might have been kind of happy with 18 and 89, but not 98.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
you can't live over.
But I just looked at what was to come.
That's really minimum wage.
It's really, but I was looking at what was to come.
Right.
I knew that it was going to be better, and I just had to sit in it and be patient.
No doubt. Right, because you know it's career and things on the up.
Right. Yeah.
Now she got $18,000 glasses on.
Right.
Right.
Right. Ensemble. We got to see our ensemble when she came back. It was like
Gucci.
Right. It was. Hey, classmate.
Talk to us.
Yeah. So you tell us your experience when you feel like you arrived and.
Anything you want to start at? If you want to start the academy, why not?
Let's start at the academy. My classmate, class 14, like, that experience was amazing. And shout out to Lieutenant Crest in the building.
Yeah, you better know it.
He said,
OG.
And thank you for being here. Like, so I came in, I was 22. So I grew up here in this department.
Right.
22 years old, young, silly, you know what I mean? But because of men like him, you know, investing in us, because I feel like we had an amazing cast at the
there's no question about it. No question about it.
Like, they really showed me what it was supposed to be like. So, and stuck with me, motivated me, you know. So when I got into the field, I got assigned to Truck 23. It really.
Who was your crew when it came in? Who was your crew when it came down big time?
So I had Captain Quinn. I was on A shift. I had Captain Quinn, older gentleman, great guy, but just was not interested in being here no longer. You know, and so Truck 23 is in the 3rd Battalion. So we got to the work when the work would come, but like when it came to training and things like that, it was lackluster.
Yeah.
Thank God I had, you know, the legends of close by and people pointing me in their direction, because when I reached out, they definitely reached back and, you know, put me on point and was letting me know certain facts, letting me know that things weren't going correct in my situation and that I could get to a better situation, and that's how I wound up at Walbrook Station.
So what made you want to come in?
To Walbrook?
No, just to the fire department.
To the fire department?
Yeah, like what were you doing before? What made you want to come in?
I was like I say, I was always athletic, always in the sports, always running around. So when it came to that time, I was, you know, getting out of high school. I was either going to do military or something. And my mom was like, I don't really want you to go. So, I mean, my mind just started clicking.
Right.
Definitely wasn't trying to be a police officer. And that's just because of my experience, because I completely respect police and understand their position, and they are very important.
It's a hard job. It's a hard job.
Back then, it just wasn't in my...
So, I think we all heard about the fire department at the same time at the Class 13. And we had Class 13. Absolutely. It was on the radio.
It was on the radio. So for those who don't know, Class 13, it was all Caucasian class. Got to the news, big issue. They did a mass hiring. That's how I got in as well. In the same class. Class of 50.
Yeah, so going Class 14, because I was in Class 15, right? Do you remember we took the microwave and y'all couldn't use it for lunch? Remember that? We took the microwave from y'all because we was beefing. Classes was beefing. All the classes.
You know y'all went at the same time?
Yeah, right. Classes out there at the same time.
Class 15,
and 16.
Class 16.
Yeah, so they were talking, so we took the microwave. So they couldn't use it for lunch.
Right. There's no reason. There's no reason.
Remember that, Vern?
I really didn't get into the silly stuff.
Okay.
You know, I rose above.
Oh, I hear you.
I know that's right. Yeah, I mean, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
Like,
It was a good time.
I'm glad that I had that experience because some of the things that I hear about now, like it motivates me to want to get as much education that I can and spend my time out here because eventually we got to go back down there and fix that.
Yeah.
So, but let me tell me if you feel the same way as me. So, I don't think in the academy when I was in there, it prepared me for the fire department. But I think rookies now, they come out way prepared now, better than what I came out prepared. I felt like I didn't know shit leaving the academy.
Yeah, I had nothing. I feel like sometimes it depends on the experiences coming in. A lot of people have experience coming in.
They already have experience.
And, you know, I think that a lot of people are more known, I guess, in the fire department because as the years went on, more of us has been in, and we've been able to get our families in, our friends in, friends of a friend, or whatever like that, be able to really talk to them and give them experience on whatever. But it is still some members who don't know basic things, especially no shots, nothing like that, especially EMS. You know what I mean? Like the EMTs, not the paramedics, but the EMTs. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just they try and get them through, they try and get them on the street. It is what it is. But it's up to us as officers, you know, to get them ready. So, with that being said, I want to touch on you because you came back in '89. Even in the vision we're gonna get you because of '98. That was a whole nother fire department, the way it is now.
It was.
You coming in '89 as a black woman. What were your experience like? How especially coming in 14 engine down 3rd Battalion? What were your experiences like?
I remember the first day walking through the door. Came through, didn't have my turnout pants over my boots. I'm walking through the door, and then another thing I did, you know, usually when you graduate the fire academy, you go to your station and shit, right? I didn't do that, right? So I
Because you didn't know.
Right, I didn't know. I come walking through the door, and Capt that was who I was signed to.
Shout out Capt Philly. You always hear Capt Philly. You gotta get Capt Philly.
Yeah, Capt Philly. And he said they were taking a run. So, you know, bay door goes up, I come on in, so they take the run. He come back and he says, "You're not prepared. Why weren't you prepared? Why'd you have your pants right?" But I had just come in the fucking door, right? How the fuck is I prepared? I was like, what the fuck is this shit here, right? What the fuck?
You feel like you made a bad decision at the time? Like,
no, but I'm like, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, because realistically, I wouldn't have been able to take the run anyway coming in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but anyway, so he came back, but really, he was definitely a blessing because he showed me a lot of things. We would come back, I didn't give a fuck when we came back, we would critique a fire, we would critique a trash fire. We would critique everything. He went over everything till it was really like automatic with me and stuff. Right. So he really was the foundation.
That's dope. So you were on Capt Philly ship?
Yeah, I was on Capt Philly ship. And he told me, he said that you were sent here. He told me, he said you were sent here because they want to see if women can do this job. And that's what he told me.
Okay.
And,
so with that being said, did you have a fire or a memorable moment when you said, yes, I can do this job? In the field?
No, not really. It was accumulations of fires.
Okay.
I got my confidence and stuff.
Okay.
And back then we had we would switch shifts. So we had rotating offices because they were on a different shift than firefighters. And I had an officer, his name was McDonald. He would go in. So I would take the pipe, I would hit the doors, go up, and I would hit the doors, go up, and put the fire out, come back, and he basically didn't go in. You know, it wasn't no secret about it. And let me say this. Everybody in the third battalion, you get a lot of experience in the 3rd battalion, no doubt about it.
Okay.
But everybody in the 3rd battalion is not fighting fire.
Oh, ain't no question.
Some
Ain't
people
no
are
question.
going on a reputation of 3rd battalion and stuff. So he was one who he didn't go in. But I would go in, put the fire out, he would be down at the bottom steps and say, get down, get down. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. And so, now, mind you, when Captain Feely would hear about it, he would jump in his ass, but it still didn't stop him. He didn't go in. He wasn't going in. So it wasn't like one fire, it was an accumulation of fires and stuff that I got my confidence in.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, Angie, same question. Is there any memorable moment where you feel like, yes, I can do this job, or
When I found my niche.
okay,
When I found my niche, because I really truly believe that there's so many different jobs within the fire department. Okay, and everybody is not suited for every job. Even though they may get every job,
Absolutely.
everybody is not.
Absolutely.
So I really found my niche. So I spent most of the beginning of my career on the medic unit. So I didn't have an abundance of fire under my belt, but I was looking at longevity and something that I knew that I could do.
Right.
And that's when I became and took the test and promoted to become a PO.
Yeah.
And then when I became a PO, I knew that I was the greatest asset in this position for the department. You know,
Where'd you go when you became PO?
I went to Squad 40 as a permanent PO with my
House
girl,
of Pain.
with
House
my
of Pain in the
girl
building.
Lieutenant
House of Pain.
Vernice. Let me tell you
Who was the
something.
crew?
Let me tell you something. It was me, Lieutenant, Nicole, Ross. And who else did we have? Troy
House.
Troy House.
Let me tell you something. That was when I knew that I was in the position that I was supposed to be in.
Right.
We were going out on fire with 2 females in the front seat, and we was giving people work.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't go by me. You can just ask.
So can you know what? You can ask me, and I'm gonna touch on this with y'all too. When I came in with the Truck 27 A shift, I was with Marshall Talley, Eddie Gruss, and Tab the Capt. You know, down the hole, we don't really see too much. So when we did finally come out the hole, and I was telling people this at 20 inch the other day, it was y'all two, Aaron Simmons and Chris Hudson at 29 inch, Jimmy Payne and Paul Anthony at 46.
I remember.
That triangle, y'all used to go at it.
We used to go at it.
Y'all used to go at it. It wasn't no joke. Like, y'all used to come down Garrison
and be beating people
and
in.
be beating people
Smoking.
in.
Oh, yeah.
Smoking.
It wasn't even.
I was beating 29 in their own box.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's be very
honest.
clear about that. I was beating 29.
Right.
That was one thing. I could handle the wagon and I could get you water.
So you saying Aaron Simmons ain't got shit on you?
That's right, Aaron Simmons.
Ooh,
You ain't got
let's
shit
talk
on
about
me.
it. Let's talk about it.
I'm just joking.
But yeah, when Angie first came to Squad 40, you know, I was a little concerned, you know, because it was 2 women in the front seat and stuff. I had heard some good things about her and stuff, right? I heard she's very vocal, as you can see. She
Absolutely.
She ain't holding nothing back. She gonna let you know. And I remember we had it was like you know, rainstorms and people calling for flooding. I had already assumed she would get water because she had taken the practical and stuff, right? But that day, we must have had about 30 calls. She hit every motherfucking address on the mark. I was like,
That was good.
I was like, we're good.
Right.
We're good here.
So you ain't had to say one word to her. You got it. Boom, boom, boom. But you know what though?
And we were in, you know, 46, 45, 29,
Right.
20. We was all over the place.
Right.
She hit every goddamn address. That's a PO right
Right.
there.
Right.
That's
Like I said, when I was young, that was my favorite detail. On the Squad 40 Truck 12, that was my favorite detail because not only the runs, but the togetherness and the laughter and the jokes in that kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stories.
So, what about you?
What about me?
When you felt like, I'm here.
Well,
I made it.
Like back when I was on truck 23, like mind you, I'm gonna tell you, like I didn't know nothing so bad to the point where like originally I was pulling ceilings with a Halligan.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
they wasn't
Okay.
telling me
They ain't tell you nothing. They left you out there to try.
Look at yo.
But at the-
right.
But at the same time, like, you know, like I said, I was 22,
Yeah,
you live and
athletic,
learn.
you know, nothing to me. But like looking around and seeing people getting tired and seeing people hiding in closets
Right.
and seeing, you know, I'm just like,
Right.
man, you mother.
Yeah. Wipe the spit on their face. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, even back then, I was just like, I could do this.
Right.
Now let me find out where I'm supposed to be.
I got you.
Because it's not
I
here.
got
So did you transfer to Walbrook when you left there?
Walbrook.
Yeah, I love it.
You went to 20 inch.
20 engine.
Okay.
What drew the Walbrook? What
So,
happened?
being new on the truck, you had all the positions filled. I was getting detailed out a lot. But mind you, to take it back, like I was on truck 23, but engine 55 was in quarters with me. And back then, I had Lieutenant Daryl Williams. He was on 55.
okay.
So he used to school me. Like I'll be in there talking with him because he's the only one I had over there, really. So we
Then
been
he
there
left
lifting
you.
weights. Yeah. well, good. He, you know, we needed to get up out of there.
Yeah.
But like, so he was telling me like, you know, you might want to go here, you might want to go here, you might want to go here. But getting detailed up the Walbrook, like it was love. And then at the time, like I had no idea. I would go up there and see Mr. Till. Mr. Till used to teach me karate when I was a kid.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
like,
okay.
That was like I gotta
Shout out
go.
Yeah, shout out, definitely shout
Thank you,
out to
Mr.
You taught karate, you taught swimming, you taught jack all trades.
What you teach?
Huh?
What you teach? I teach you how to smoke the cigars, right?
Yeah, but that's where I found my home.
So when you came to Walbrook, what shift did you go to?
For sure. I went to, originally it was D shift. I was with Lieutenant Taylor, Nate Thompson, the PO, Mr. Grant.
Joe Graham.
Joe Graham. That's the man right there,
Yeah.
Joe Graham.
Like,
Who was on the truck? Steve Mays. Who else?
Steve Mays. Who was on the truck? I remember Watts
Watt,
showing
yeah.
out neutral.
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, okay. Allegedly. Allegedly.
You still there?
Allegedly.
Yeah, I was there with that. Ray
remember
Danko.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
You know, Barry,
Yeah.
Thomas, yeah.
So did you make PO out of there?
Out of Engine 20,
Yeah.
and then I went to A shift.
Okay, yeah.
And that's when I was riding with Lieutenant Beeble, and I was with Smokey.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out to
Everybody go there
Shout out
now.
to
Everybody go there
Smoke,
now.
yeah.
We going there.
Yeah.
Since you gave me the oop.
Yeah.
I always like it because that's my brother. Not only him, we lost a lot these past couple years.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of different firefighters on the job. So I know him being close to me, that's the one I always like to talk about. But if it's anybody, right, that you want to talk about, family, friends, that you want to like give this moment out to and talk about this moment that you may have lost. But if you want to talk about any of the firefighters or anybody, you want to.
Sure, I gotta say, Kelsey, like that was my sis. You know, like we did a lot of running around together in the third, and you know that sucked bad. Juan, my brother, you know, I did a stint on the medic, and then when I came back, they let me come back to PO, and I was up 53 with Juan, and I mean, an amazing time. Like,
Were you at work when Strict Street happened?
I was in Virginia,
Okay.
just on vacation.
So getting that news,
celebrating.
somebody called you and told you what happened? Tell me what happened.
It was horrible because I was out there with a couple of other people in the job. We were just, you know, chilling, relaxing, and then like, you know, you turn to your left and then you see the look on your co-worker face, and I'm like, what's going on? And then, you know, as I was hearing it unfold, like it just like everybody, we just wanted to come home because, like.
Did you know that they had passed away where you were away? Did you know that?
Right then and there, the news was coming in. So it was just like, you know, it just messed up the mood. You know, we couldn't even focus on having a good time. Like it was over. We just wanted to come home.
So, Vern, I'm assuming, were you the first female at 14 Angie?
Yes.
Okay. That's definitely a round of applause for that.
Yeah.
Big shout out for that.
Thank you.
So, with Stricker Street, just to touch on a little bit, by, you know, Kelsey passed away, by you being the first female at 14, did you feel anything about it? Because you related in any ways, especially seeing, like, you know, knowing the situations that she was kind of going into, the houses that's down there, do you feel like you can kind of relate on what she was seeing?
Well,
I didn't know Kelsey well.
And not necessarily Monday morning quarterback and nothing like that, but just
I didn't know Kelsey well, but I had always heard great things about her. She started out at 36 engine. She was y'all know Mike Williams, James Williams. She was his rookie.
Find him, please.
Right.
James Williams, Mike. I can't find him. I've been trying to call this man. I started to go to Home Depot and tell him to change lunch for
Yeah, but I got you. That was his rookie, and you know me and Mike are close, and he bragged about her. He always talked how good she was and stuff, right? But she wanted more, and so she transferred to 14 area. Always heard, and throughout my career, I always heard who could fight fire, who couldn't and stuff, right? But she was one. She was about it. Yeah, she was about it.
How about Snoop though? Oh my God.
Oh, for sure. And Smoke though was always questioning shit. He was always asking questions. He was curious as a motherfucker and shit, right? No, I'm telling you, as a rookie, he was curious. He wanted to know. You know, he was where he was supposed to be because he was always curious. He was always inquisitive. He was always asking questions and stuff, right?
So I mean, actually, Smokey was your rookie, right?
Smokey was my rookie.
Yeah.
And let me say that.
What's your story, you guys? I know you guys stories about the Smoke Dog man, the rookie over there.
Me and Smokey had a little beef.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Smokey had a little beef, and I got accused by Gary Nelson of being shout out to Gary
the best
Nelson.
recycling man in the world.
Shout out to Gary Nelson being with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm calling you out, Gary.
I'm doing this in the recycling when I'm done.
Yeah.
So when Smokey came to Squad 40, Lieutenant Holden was his lieutenant, right? And then you had what is his name? It was another rookie that came in there. Dean, what was his name? Dean Thompson. Dean Thompson, right? And they kind of came in like they came to the at the same time. And I felt like they were training Dean a lot, and they wasn't training Smokey, right? But then Smokey, I felt like was I'm taking my vacation. You got a right to take your vacation. And I was telling him, like, listen, fuck that. Like, get your training,
Right.
get it in.
Right.
You know, you gonna have to. They not gonna just come to you like they gonna go to him. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to make them give it to you. Right. And he was mad at me, and I ain't care.
Right. Of course.
You know,
It's just feelings.
It's just feelings.
But I'm just telling you facts.
Right, but you see where it got.
You gotta put the work in to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you can't. You know, you knew, and I know you want to take vacation. It's a great job. You're getting your money, your paycheck coming in steady, all of that.
Sometimes it's more than that.
But you gotta, if you want to go anywhere, you gotta get that training.
Right.
Obviously, eventually, that information translated to him, and he took off.
Right.
And I was so happy to see that for him, and I was so happy for him.
Yeah.
But me and him had a rocky start because I was like, had my foot in his ass.
Yeah, you should.
You
As you
know?
should.
You know, and I was like, what is you doing?
Right.
You know, and I'm not very tactful at times. I understand that.
That's
you
fine.
know,
That's
but
fine.
it's
The truth
all,
is the
it's all,
truth.
but listen, it's
The
all
truth is the
coming
truth.
from a good place.
Right.
It all
And that's all that
comes
matters.
from a good place.
And
It
that's all
really
that matters.
does.
Yes.
But yeah, so I loved when I saw Smokey like just advancing, right? I felt like I had something like a little something to do with that little talk. Maybe he didn't like me or whatever. No, we were good friends. We were cool. We were super cool. But when I was giving him an information, it might not have.
Yeah, he received it.
You wrong.
But he probably sat on it.
He
Angie,
sat
we
on
know
it.
we wrong.
He sat on that.
He all right.
And he all right. He was all right. He did very well. So
Where were you at when you got the news?
Detta called me. My good girlfriend, good girlfriend,
Captain.
Detta Wise, Captain Wise, another female in the building. She called me and
You
told
saw the
me.
look that Detta gave me when I made mistake. Called her lieutenant. Boy, she
Oh,
gave me boy. Oh boy.
You want to speak on it? Come on, slide in, speak on it.
Come on,
Hey, we got Captain Wise still
You
with us.
probably want to talk
Come
about
on, sit down.
All
Come
of that money on that check, right? Call me whatever you want.
Yeah, come on, slide in. Come on.
Slide in.
Yeah, so Detta called me and told me that he was involved in an accident, and she was at Shock Trauma with him, visiting, you know, down there. It was a whole bunch of fire department employees down there waiting to hear what the outcome was. And
Oh, we were down there deep.
Yeah, she called
Lit.
me crying and telling me.
Lit.
And then she called me and notified me when he had passed away. I was so hurt to hear what had happened, but I was more hurt that the department did not take care of him and his family like I felt like
They should have.
They
Right,
should have.
right, exactly.
Like I felt like that should have been a line of duty.
It should. It
Absolutely.
was to me in my mind.
You know, like.
What is that?
So they say when you leave in work, it's line of duty, but when you coming to work, it's not line of duty.
Well,
If you
what
didn't
happened
show up
that
on
day,
time,
he
you
actually
would've been
went
on
to
charges.
46 to pick his gear up. And
So
then
he
that
was at
accident
work.
happened after he picked his gear up. So
That's line of duty.
That's
Like
line
you
of duty.
right.
I wish
So-
we got a lawyer.
So I remember the gentleman that used to be the PO that used to be at 45 engine that died. Dave Williams, and he was leaving home. He was leaving work, going home.
Right.
But I believe that
He was on his way to work from Jersey. He was dating somebody in Jersey.
Okay, but they made his. I think they made his. They didn't. Oh, I thought they did. So I misspoke. But I thought they did. But I think that they should make that line of duty.
Yeah.
You leaving?
Yeah,
You don't want to talk?
I'm
What
about to
they
ask you a
say?
question.
Where you going?
I'm
Where
about to ask you
you
a
going?
question.
En route to and from
From
work,
work should
it
be
used
line
to
of
be
duty.
an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was line of duty. I
Bring
heard
that
that
back. Bring that
people
back.
signed away.
Yeah.
Because
So
I know a story that Captain Detta had told me about my brother. He had just seen him like a couple days before he had passed. Come on in here. He had talked to you. He was like, room, come on. Did you see Smokey? Did you see Smokey like a couple days before he passed? Did you see Smokey?
You can just speak from behind. That's fine. We hear your voice. It's all right.
All right.
So,
Just real
so
quick.
yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Detta was when I went to 45 engine.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
my rookie.
That was your rookie. Coming out the medic. She was fresh out the medic. Detta called me out one day.
Did she?
Yeah, because she
That'll
was...
cause a lot of people.
Yeah, and she really don't.
I'm behind
That's-
the scenes, but I'm not gonna have
That's fine. So
That'll
look,
cause
one
a lot of
day,
people.
Coming for you.
so one day we down 45 engine. You know, I think I had went to 52 by this time, and I came back. She was trying to get approved to PO or something like that. And I might said something. I don't even know what I said. But she called me out on the medic stuff like, you can't get a tube. I said, oh. I was like, all right, that's it. All right. My feelings was hurt. I said, all right, you know what? I ain't saying nothing else. I'm done. I'm going to stay in my lane. But you know what?
I will say, I'm a slide back in.
Yeah, okay, go on. All right, okay. Go on.
Come on.
Hey,
I
Cat.
will say this.
Cat wise, everybody. Cat wise, everybody.
Everybody was talking about when they knew where they belonged. I had to be real honest with myself. I was like, I don't belong fighting these fires. I did it for 10 years.
Right.
But when I got to the medic, I was like,
That was home.
But you were,
Because can't nobody mess with me on that medic.
right.
Yeah, no,
You started out at 46 engine, right?
I started at 45.
And so you started at 45? When you
Which
at
was
46?
27, and then I went to 45. I transferred to 46.
Oh, you transferred to 46
Yeah,
engine.
and
Okay.
came back to 45.
Right. Another Walbrook alumni right here.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
right. That's right.
I'm gonna slide back
Oh,
up.
you gonna slide back out?
Walbrook forever.
Yeah.
So this is not, it's not the end of anything like that, but you know, we always talk about this right here. If it was a Mount Rushmore, right? Give me your Mount Rushmore, the fire department, you know,
You want
4
all
to 5
y'all.
people.
In the fire department, Mouse Rush?
What?
Yeah, keep the fire department. Right?
Okay. Let me see. I got a couple. Lieutenant Johnson, Mike Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He was my lieutenant when I went to 36 engine, and he didn't play.
Mhm.
Like, you know, we were cool, but he suspended me, and I was like,
Why did he suspend you?
Wait. Yeah, you can't just
he
skip over that.
suspended because I had gotten approved to PO, and he wanted me to start my lieutenant time, and you know, start training for lieutenant, and I was like, I feel like it today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was payroll. And back then we had to do the payroll.
Right.
He said, come on up here and do the payroll. I said, I don't feel like it. Which I didn't feel like it. He said, come up here and do this payroll or you going home. So I'm thinking, go home, right?
Go home and chill, right?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking I ain't going home. I ain't thinking he gonna pull the trigger.
Okay.
He pulled that motherfucking trigger. Next thing I know, the chief was there. I was suspended. And then I had to come back to work. And shit, right? You know, I had to come back to work. You know, I had an attitude, I had a chip on my shoulder because I thought we was cool, right? Which we were cool, but he had a job to do.
All day long.
And he had a job to do, but I took that with me because when I had people who, you know, was getting approved to PO and they wanted to take a break, no, you on my time.
Mm.
Come on up here. So I, you know, learned for that.
Right.
So that's one of my Mount Rushmores. Who else? Capt Feely. You know what I'm saying?
He's like on everybody's
Everybody.
He's
Yeah,
on
man,
everybody's
that man
Mount Rushmore.
is-
Capt
Go.
Feely was so strict, and I think sometimes a little bit too strict. You know, like other houses you had, you know, government used to house phone. You know, you had a private phone. We had it down to 14 minutes. you go outside to a payphone. No,
Gotcha.
Where was the payphone at? Where was the payphone?
it was right outside.
Right out of the station.
Yeah.
Okay, right outside the
Shit
station.
right there. I would go to 30 engine and they had phones. They was
Right.
chill.
Yeah.
Right.
Not at 14 engine and shit.
Wow.
Right. We were always training. So
I feel like I need to like tighten up damn Walbrook, man, because I'm hearing these stories about Capt Fairly. I feel like I'm taking the phones away. Ain't no cable.
Ain't nobody feeling none of that. Ain't nobody.
I know,
They ain't
right.
going for none
I'll
of
be
that.
gone before they be gone.
Right. Petition. They gonna have a petition and have your ass up out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Go
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
That
Let
just
me
the two you
see.
got?
That's the two that come to mind right now.
We
They're
got
really
two more. I need four. We need four.
Well, those two really kind of
They help influence you in your foundation.
Influence my career. Capt Moore, y'all don't know nothing about him. He's been gone.
Okay.
He was the Capt at 36. When I transferred out of 14, I went to 36
Okay.
and stuff, right?
Shout out 36.
And,
I had 10, 36.
He gave me a lot of patience, a lot of encouragement, a lot of you know what I'm saying. He was good for me.
Okay.
Who else I'm gonna say? Actually, the other one is Stafford. Stafford really always, encouraged me. I remember when I first made lieutenant, and I got with him, and he went over a lot of things with me and stuff, right? So he helped me. He, encouraged me, and he always spoke well about me. Stafford spoke so well about me that, a lot of haters in the job were afraid to even say something around him because he spoke so highly and stuff, right? So
That's what's up.
did I get 4?
Yeah, that's your 4. That's your 4. Shout out to all of
Did
them.
you see the podcast we did with him?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Shout out to the chief.
Janelle?
Man, when I first came in the academy, they used to tell me, like, oh, you a little Osborne, you a little Burn.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be like,
Yo, you smart. You do like y'all can be your moms. Like y'all look alike. Like big sister, little sister. You know what I
but
mean?
shout out because, like, when I did reach out to her, open arms. Open arms, and like that's the type of energy that I want to continue to give. Like open arms to the point, like I say, when I was younger, I was a little silly. Like it been times where, like, Burn came and grabbed me out the club as I'm swinging arms at people. You know
Allegedly.
what I mean? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And they grabbed me, threw me in the car, like talking to me, like, what are you doing? You ready to throw it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, thank you.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like, things
Yeah.
could have went differently.
That's
I
dope.
really
That's dope.
appreciate you.
That's dope. Get your flowers on here. That's dope.
Miss Angie.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when I was looking at PO, Mr. Graham, he treated me good, but he used to, you ain't get.
Yeah.
But I would talk to Miss Angie because she was right up the way because it was Engine 20 right here, School 40 right there. I would talk to Miss Angie, and she was always, like the way she would explain things to me, I could get it. Like I could get it. So POing at first used to look like a chemistry equation, and then Miss Angie just made it understandable to myself. So thank you guys. I really appreciate
Well, thank you.
And I really try to take all that good energy and push it on. You know what I mean? I really do. Lieutenant Crest, like when I was in the academy.
Hey, hold on. Hey, we got a special guest. Hey, LT. Come on, just come on, hop in real quick. Just come on, hop in real quick. No. Come on, hop in real quick. Just show your face. Just real quick, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, there's a legend in the building.
Yeah,
It's a
We
legend.
talk about
This is
legends.
a legend.
This man's a real legend.
Yes, he is.
Lieutenant Joe Crest, slide down a little bit more. Come on, slide down a little bit more.
The legend. We got a couple
Before we let you finish your Mount Rushmore, this is number 3. What did you got to say? Because you were our academy instructor. You know what I mean? Back in 2004.
2004.
And just whatever you guys say. You know all these women very well. Give your 2 cents
About them?
about them, everybody,
Lord.
whatever.
I don't know. You need to go sit over there again.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're very, all of them are, caught me on camera, I'm a little shy.
You little camera shy, that's all good.
Shy. Yeah, they're very, all of them are inspiration. Right, you understand? I know each of them, I guess, from their early years. Vernice came in, of course I knew her first, then Angie, then Taylor, right? Vernice, I remember when she came in, and I had a few files with Vernice.
Did you ever push out the door? Out
No,
the way? You never try to.
A lot of those things you might have heard were all lies. Right?
He said all lies. I don't know about that, but all lies.
I wasn't as aggressive as people say that I was.
Okay.
Understand, you know, but I do remember Vernice on the fire ground. You know, I've known Vernice professionally and as a friend, right? You know, so shout outs, kudos to Vernice. Also, Vernice is history, right? You understand? A lot of times, history. History is when a moment is happening, it's just a moment, and it doesn't become history or legend until somewhere down the road, right? So being around her, a lot of times you could not really understand what you're really around, right? You understand? She is, she's an officer, but she's the only female officer in BCFD that actually came through the old way, right? You understand? As you talked about FPA program, things of that nature, Vernice came through the old way, right? You understand? So she came in
just as
a firefighter, right? Then she became not only the first female PO, right, if I'm not mistaken, but also happened to be African American, right? As well as then lieutenant, right? So just sitting around her, that's Vern, right? Yeah, but it's history, right? And that's going to go down, right? Angie, I remember Angie, coming in as well. Also we have again a lot of outside friends. Sam being, connected to
Sam Burrell, P.O. Sam
Burrell, to everybody. I remember Angie coming in. Angie was, a little high-headed, right?
That's right. Let's talk truth.
Helping, not helping, but I remember assisting Angie at the Fire Academy with some pumping.
And we're going to talk about that as soon as I'm going to let you know. And I'm going to give you your props. We're going to talk about all that.
Let's talk about some pumping issues, right? You understand? But again, Angie has been, very steadfast, right? Then they both helped me a lot when I was at the Fire Academy, right? They both were instructors at the Fire Academy during the tenure that I had at the Fire Academy. Janell, right? Always, had a spot for Janell. She was a little, somebody you just look at her with. So I did take an interest in her. Talking about Thurman, and I remember you were one of the people who used to come down to the pool, right? When I was down in Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill.
You okay?
Yeah. You down Cherry? You from Cherry Hill?
No, I'm not from.
Okay.
Say it again.
I did.
To the Capt Wise said he tried to drown.
I did come out of Cherry Hill, as a youngster, but like most of them, this is like the, as I was telling Fergie, I said, this is the most hood version that y'all had in your podcast. Right? And I can relate to a lot of that because we moved around a lot too. I went to the mail, all that stuff, right? But anyway, so again, Janell has been around, professionally as well as, as a friend, and they, they family, they know my family, all of that, right? I give them their props and, admiration, all of it, right? They've done well, right? I sit home at night and cry.
Whatever.
Hey, for those who don't know, because man,
but this is for the ladies, though, right?
This is for the ladies.
And
I'm gonna let you out here, but
as well as Detta, right? Even though Detta keeps sliding in and out, right? You understand? But Detta came down to the pool too. Right, you understand?
You tried to drown him, right?
No.
Allegedly?
Again, a lot of these stories that you hear, that my name comes up in like a fabrication.
No doubt.
You understand?
No doubt.
But Detta keeps sliding in and out like she ain't really part, but
she is part. She is camera shy right now. So we gonna get her. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But like I said, I know you said it's for the ladies. It's definitely for the ladies. March, Women's International Month, and everything like that. But they used to call this man the Fire Guard.
Yeah, Mo, you ain't lying.
He said he could walk through fire.
Yeah.
I seen him.
You seen him.
I seen him.
You
Yeah.
seen him.
I seen him.
I seen
Right.
it.
When I was
You seen
36 engine, 36
Remember
engine, he was at 8 engine. He was a man.
He was the man.
Yeah, he was the man.
And not only that,
He was the man.
original 8 engine.
Yeah, the
Right.
yeah.
Back in the
Right.
day, 8 engine.
The
Yeah.
real 8 engine.
The real 8 engine. No disrespect, but the
A
real
little
8
bit, just a
engine.
little
Right.
bit, just a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey.
went to 8 engine in 81.
81.
Right,
When they was burning down
81.
every day, all
You
day.
was, getting the real fire.
I can't wait to get
All
you.
night
We'll
fire.
get you on this podcast.
Can we get
I
the confirmation on camera that you're gonna come on and do your
Yeah,
own?
we gotta get you.
Just you.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll come, again, it's a different era.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's a
but
different
we
era,
want to
right?
talk about your era.
You gotta go from the
Because
beginning
you gave
to
me
get
my.
to where we at
When I
now.
asked the question earlier about the oh shit moment, you gave me my oh shit moment. You told a couple stories in the academy. Your 5 stories. They were oh shit moment. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, stay my ass in school. What are you talking about here? But
It was different. Firefighting was different. I mean, Vernice talking about turnout pants. We didn't wear turnout pants. We wore the three-quarter length boots, right? We didn't have the man pressure masks. We had, the MSA mask, right? You understand that you had to breathe in order to get air. So it was just a different era, right? And it was ghetto firefighting at its best.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish with your Mount Rushmore. We want to get to yours.
So,
You got 2 more.
shout out to Lieutenant Williams, Daryl Williams, both Williams. You know what I mean? 36, Lieutenant Williams.
Mike Williams.
And Mike Williams and Daryl Williams, because early in my career, I did feel very much alone, and them gentlemen really poured a lot into me, along with Mr. Rodney Williams, Lieutenant Williams.
Shout out, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Hot Rod,
Yeah,
Truck
Rod.
10, another
Main
one.
Captain Williams, but back when I knew him, he was B shift, Truck 10, and he used to give me an earful.
Yeah.
Because I used to ask him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to him, but Captain Jasper. So I was always told early in my career, hurry up, put your mask on, let's go, right?
Mhm.
When I got to Captain Jasper,
Yeah, he don't do that. He don't do that.
stop
They
that,
put cone
slow
up,
all
cone
that,
up.
take
Yeah, we don't
that
do
off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what I was taught. So I would always snap it on, and I'd be ready to go. Be like, take it off, because how can you see what's going on with that mask on your face?
Yeah.
And that changed a lot for me. It really did. Like, I got this little nasty thing on my face because I was moving too fast. And Captain Jasper told me how to slow it down, taught me how to slow it down, taught me the things to look for, and not only just fighting fires, like life. You know what I mean? Like talking to me about life.
You get any stock
And-
tips?
Yes. Yes. And shout out. Matter of fact,
gave
I
me
probably
some.
probably own one of these for the couple dollars that he made me. You know what I'm saying? Give me them stock tips. But yeah, my Mount Rushmore, I can't just make it for.
Make it how many
Make it
more?
My family has grown me up. I grew up in here.
Yeah.
I came in when
No
I was
doubt.
22. I
No
grew
doubt.
up in here, and thank God for him, because at this point, I am successful. I'm
Yeah.
successful.
Like
Like,
a
if it all stops
Right.
tomorrow, I'm happy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
You gotta get that red helmet first, though. We ain't gonna stop.
well, I'm on my
Yeah,
way.
we're gonna get you that red
I'm on
helmet.
my way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how about yours?
Okay, so mine is pretty easy. It's definitely got Veron in it because she is what I aspired to be in whatever position I had. I wanted to be recognized for that, and she was an inspiration to me because I felt like if she could do it, then why the fuck can't I do it?
Right.
What's she doing that I mean, she got superpowers and some shit. Like,
Right,
she
right,
do.
right.
But I was like, then I'm going to have something,
Mhm.
So definitely her. And I just felt like I was at my best when her and I worked together. As a matter of fact, when we kind of got dismantled, I was irritated with her as fuck.
Yeah.
Because she
I
would
went
left.
to OEM, right?
Yeah, you went. You did some old foolishness that I ain't
Yeah.
like breaking up what
She
we
wanna
had
have
going
dreams
on.
and aspirations.
Yeah, and then she left there, and then she left OEM and went to another station anyway. So I
No,
was
I
really.
came back to 40, but it
But
was
you,
another
you,
shift.
you went on another shift, and I was
Right,
like, is she trying to get away from me? Is she
No.
trying to tell me something? But she's definitely one of my Mount Rushmores. Lieutenant Crest.
Mhm.
Okay, so real quick, when I got approved to PO, I really didn't know anything about PO.
Mhm.
It was just like we gonna approve her because
Right.
For
we
real?
gotta get for
I
real.
didn't know that when you
No.
was driving me around.
No. I was on my
No,
A
she-
game then.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to tell you the story. So what I did, because I didn't want to look foolish, because I had a run that I was on, and I had to hook up to a high rise.
Okay.
And it was kind of disastrous. I mean, we didn't lose water or anything like that, but it was just funky. It wasn't right. It wasn't good, and I felt bad. And you know how when you have those moments in the fire department when you mess up and you know everybody recognizes you.
Everybody sees it.
Listen, it's just like, oh, my life is, I'm going to go in the bathroom and cut my throat, right? You know, it's like that, right?
Teachable moments.
Right, yeah. So what I did, I took the initiative, and I went out to the academy on my days off, and Joe Crest trained me. And I did it every day on my days off. And he effectively simplified everything for me and made me the PO to the point where people were calling me, asking me how to PO.
Right.
So the book I had was legendary. I had a book that was going around, and I was giving it to people because it was a book that I was going around.
You a truck guy.
You were cool enough.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was too young. I was gonna get that
so
book.
it helped Detta get approved to PO because everything that it looked like chemistry almost, right? But then when I went out there with Crest, and he really went through every evolution, and we did it over and over and over again, and it just simplified everything. So he is definitely on my Mount Rushmore list, right?
Right.
Even though he don't really fuck with me, and it's okay, but I got a shout out to my ex-husband, Will Jasper. I gotta give him that.
That's one of the gods.
Because he's definitely a great firefighter, a great mentor, a great teacher. You know, a great dude. You know, he's helped a lot of people in the fire department.
No doubt.
So I definitely have to put him on that list. He's always been very inspirational, trying to help other brown people of color or any color. It wasn't just. But he definitely. But he definitely would help anyone out. You know, so I really appreciate him for that. So who did I say? And I had one more. I got one more. Who was it? It was. I had him in my.
Dylon.
Wait a minute, I had it. I totally lost. It was. Who was it? I just come back to.
All right, we'll come back to you. So I got one more question for y'all before we wrap up, because our producer is on a tight schedule right now.
I can dig it.
So, I'm having a moment. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Brain fart.
So, for any of, do y'all feel like y'all hold the mantle for women firefighters
I don't think
in the BCFD?
No. I'm still trying to make it to that level. You know what I mean? I'm trying.
I feel like I showed that women could do it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what, I did. Was I showed the women, because when I came in, there's very few women, some of the guys, and watch out for those guys that's always talking shit about women and can't do it. You better watch them. Them motherfuckers ain't doing shit, right? But
that's facts.
Yeah,
that's
but
facts.
I felt like I showed that women could do it and shit, right?
I know some men
Change
can't do it.
perspective.
Right.
I changed perspective.
That's real.
Janell, how you feel about it?
I mean, I'm just so glad that I was in close enough proximity to these legends, this greatness that I could reach out and touch it. You know what I'm saying? I hope that I could come at least close to their level one day.
What would you tell a young woman that wanted to come in? What would you say?
Are you really about it? You know, because it takes work and it's not easy. It's not easy. Like, you gotta dedicate yourself, because just for a fad or real quick, that ain't gonna cut it. Like, you gotta, yes, it ain't gonna cut it. Like, it's things that you gotta learn. It's things that take time. It's not an overnight thing. You gotta condition yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're about it, you can get it.
I think for me, the most important thing is don't be thin-skinned. Don't take everything so fucking personal. Everything is not going to be presented to you in the manner in which you want it to be. It's the information is not going to come across from a friend and you consider that valuable information. It could be someone who can't stand you but still might be able to give you some great information. Just be open. Just be open to that information. Do I think we're a blueprint? I don't think we're necessarily a blueprint, but like Vern said, I think that we have shown that women can be in this job and
All
be
day long.
successful
All day long.
and hold their own.
Yeah.
You
All day
know,
long.
and not be looked at as a token. You know, that's actually carrying their own weight. You know, so definitely, I think that is possible.
Two of the women in my class are chiefs, and
Yeah, right. You still first actor.
What do you say? He's still first actor.
First actor. Hey, no,
Listen, shout out to a lot of great first acting guys.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt.
Ready,
That's what they supposed to do.
yes.
That's what they supposed to do. Great.
Ready.
So like, go ahead.
So it's like when me and Cash always talk about doing this podcast, we always talk about because a lot of people around us was retiring and they believe it with their stories.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank y'all for coming here and telling y'all stories.
No doubt.
And
Giving
I'm
y'all
sure we could
flowers.
have got this even another hour.
Yeah.
And we probably come back to this again in the future.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
So
And this is y'all platform. Like, whenever y'all want to come back or whenever y'all want to talk, we here for y'all. You know what I mean? Because y'all not only are y'all setting the standard in the bar for women, but just for the fire department in general. Like, it shows inclusion. It shows that people like that look like us can do the job, men or women. You know what I mean? And you know, we truly appreciate y'all. I was intimidated by y'all when I came in. You know what I mean? I ain't know. Now I was 20 years old when I came in. I saw y'all. I was like, oh, they out there.
I got one story to tell.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
When I was in the academy, 40 was out there one day, and you was having a conversation with somebody, but I was walking by, and you was talking about buying a new Audi. I had the 89 Toyota Camry. Right? I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get me an Audi one day. Like talking about buying Audis and shit.
Right. You get the Audi yet?
No, you
You got the Audi and he's still first acting.
Come on,
yeah.
yo.
You got the family and kids.
I got a GS.
Hey, but
I got a GS.
yeah, it's all good. It's nice. It's nice. That's cute. That's cute.
That's cute.
Hey, but look, if y'all can, just before we get out of here, if you can everybody pull one up, do a cheers real quick, and hey, Ferg, can I get a Heineken real quick for Lieutenant?
In the refrigerator. Yeah.
Why he getting that?
Hey, what's up?
Why? Okay, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Yo, that's my family right
What's your
there.
family?
That's
That's
family.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So we good then. We got any place for that.
You want to take this with us?
Baltimore
Cat,
County.
Cat, you want to take this
Yeah,
with us?
come on, Captain
You want
Wise.
to take this with us? No?
Come on in. You don't want to come in?
Lieutenant, Crest.
Shout out to my partner.
You know, I got eight birds. I can eat that.
We standing up.
Yeah, we want to stand up real quick.
Shout out to
Hey.
producer Ferb. Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Ferb.
That's a great
Thanks,
episode.
Ferb.
That's a great episode.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, we really appreciate y'all coming through. And we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all
Like I
for
said,
giving us
we
a
want-
voice.
Y'all need the voice.
Man,
You know what I mean?
forever, man.
Y'all stories live on forever now.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Here's to the dog. Here's to another episode of Charm City Smoke. Tune in on YouTube. Like, subscribe to the page.
All that.
Hey, y'all know how we do.
All
Another
that.
episode's coming through. Lieutenant Joe Crest, he gonna come through. He put his hand up in the air. It's
Yeah.
coming.
If
It's
you
on
like your
record.
story being told, so what?
Yeah. Hey, if you want your story to be told, come on the show. Hey, thank y'all.
Yeah.